Buckle up, F1 fans. The Canadian Grand Prix 2025 was Ferrari's shot at redemption, a chance to prove their dream team of Hamilton and Leclerc could dominate. Instead, it was a full-blown disaster. Leaked radio messages expose a team in total chaos, two superstars pushed to their limits, and a strategy meltdown that's rocking Maranello. This is the untold story of Ferrari's epic implosion. Stay with us for the full breakdown. 2025 was supposed to be Ferrari's year, with Lewis Hamilton, the seven-time champ, joining Charles Leclerc, the Monégasque prodigy. The Scuderia had assembled a lineup straight out of a Hollywood script. The SF2 car? A beast on paper, with upgrades promising to challenge Red Bull's dominance. Fans were buzzing. Could Ferrari finally end their title drought? Pause, but Montreal was the ultimate test. A rain-soaked circuit, Gilles Villeneuve, unpredictable conditions, and a chance to silence the critics. Ferrari's pit wall swore they were ready, united, strategic, unstoppable. Spoiler alert, they weren't. What unfolded wasn't just a bad race, it was a masterclass in self-destruction, like a lion pride, straight from an African savanna legend, turning on itself in the heat of battle. Let's dive into the chaos. Lewis Hamilton hit the track with fire in his eyes, but his SF2 was a nightmare. By lap 5, his radio crackled with raw frustration. Why is this car so slow? This wasn't a rhetorical jab, it was a legend begging for answers. The car was hemorrhaging pace, with no grip and fading power. No power, no rhythm. He roared, his voice a mix of disbelief and fury. When the pit wall told him he was 25 seconds off Verstappen's lead, Hamilton's reply was pure dynamite. Where did I lose 25 seconds? Clip, Vista Create, animated tire graphic. The tires were a mess, slicks on a soaking track. But the real kicker? His brakes were failing. I've got no rear. Brakes are fading. Hamilton reported, fighting to keep the car on track. His engineer's response? It's balanced. Balanced? While Hamilton slid off the racing line, losing chunks of time, the pit wall was in another universe. This wasn't just a strategy fail, it was a betrayal of trust for a driver who left Mercedes for Ferrari's dream. Across the garage, Charles Leclerc was waging his own war. The Monégasque was juggling tire management and track conditions, trying to keep pace with McLaren. Then came the pit wall's bombshell. Go to Plan B. Leclerc's reply? A sharp, I think Plan C. You could feel his irritation crackling through the radio. Moments later, the situation spiraled into pure farce, an unscheduled pit stop. Why did we pit? Leclerc demanded, his voice teetering between shock and rage. The team's answer? We're on Plan B. It was like a comedy sketch, except no one was laughing. Clip, Vista Create, animated strategy board. Leclerc had just reported his tires were holding up. He wanted to stay out. But the pit wall, in a panic, yanked him in, costing him 10 seconds and dropping him to P6. His 6-word verdict went viral. I don't understand this choice. Those words weren't just a jab, they were a dagger to Ferrari's credibility. Fans on X were already memeing. Ferrari's Plan B? Blunder big time. This wasn't just bad luck, it was a systemic failure. Ferrari's pit wall was a mess. No clear communication, no trust, no leadership. Data shows their strategy missteps cost 30 points in Canada, while Red Bull's pinpoint undercut handed Verstappen a 15-second lead. Compare that to McLaren, who nailed their tire calls, landing Norris on the podium. Ferrari's issue? A pit wall that didn't listen. Hamilton and Leclerc weren't just drivers, they were generals on the battlefield, but their orders were ignored. This goes beyond one race. Ferrari's 2025 project, Hamilton and Leclerc as the ultimate duo, was meant to be historic. But Canada exposed cracks in the foundation. The pit wall's silence during Hamilton's cries for help? A sign of deeper dysfunction. Leclerc's ignored tire updates? Proof the team's decision-making is broken. Even worse, rumors on X suggest team principal Fred Vasseur is under fire, with insiders questioning his ability to unite the squad. Ferrari's not just losing races, they're losing their drivers' faith. This isn't new for Ferrari. Fans remember 2019, when Vettel and Leclerc clashed over strategy, or 2022's tire blunders in Monaco. Canada 2025 feels like history repeating itself, but with higher stakes. Hamilton didn't leave Mercedes for this. Leclerc, Ferrari's loyal son, is visibly exhausted. Like warriors in an African epic, they're fighting for glory, but their tribe, Ferrari's pit wall, is failing them. The fallout from Canada is brutal. Post-race, Leclerc stared into the void, replaying every misstep. Hamilton packed his bags, not with rage, but with the quiet resignation of a man questioning his choice. Ferrari's garage looked less like a championship contender and more like a team imploding. These aren't isolated errors. They're red flags for a season teetering on the edge. With 15 races left in 2025, Ferrari's P3 in the Constructors' Championship is slipping. Red Bull's 100-point lead feels insurmountable, and McLaren's consistency is closing the gap. If Ferrari doesn't fix this fast, Hamilton and Leclerc could lose patience. Fans on X are already speculating. Will Hamilton jump ship? Is Leclerc eyeing a move to Red Bull? The dream duo could become a nightmare. Pause. The real question: can Ferrari rebuild trust? Or is this the start of a season defined by doubt, drama, and defeat? The next race in Spain could be their breaking point, or their redemption. Ferrari's Canadian collapse is more than a bad weekend. It's a warning shot. Can Hamilton and Leclerc drag this team back to glory, or is Ferrari doomed to self-destruct? Drop your hot takes in the comments. Is Ferrari cursed, or can they rise again? Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for weekly F1 breakdowns. The Spanish GP is next. Will Ferrari fight back or fall apart? You won't want to miss it.